Hey, welcome back to On the Level Leadership. So, this week we got a massive dumping of snow. And as I watched cars get stuck in the snow and turn their wheels and get stuck in the ruts, I thought, that's a great video idea. So, in this video, I'm going to give you 4 thoughts on how to keep from getting stuck and then sort of what to do when you do get stuck. Okay, so you're feeling stuck, right? And I know that in the past when I felt stuck or in a rut, I often didn't even know how to get unstuck. Like, where do I even start to get unstuck, right? You're on a hamster wheel of life. You just, every day feels the same. It's like Groundhog Day all over again. And you're just not even sure how to get out of your situation. So this is a huge, huge piece. And I think one thing I want to remind you is if you do feel stuck, to be gentle with yourself, because getting frustrated with yourself is not useful, right? So be gentle with yourself and understand that it is impossible for us to have all the answers all at once. So first, recognize that when you're feeling stuck, it's possibly because you're out of alignment with your goals or what you had intended for yourself, or maybe you're out of alignment with your why, or maybe you've created this life for yourself, which, 20 years ago looked and felt like the right thing, but now that you're living it, you're like, you know what? I don't know that I want to do this anymore. I don't want to be in this career. I don't want to be in this job. I don't want to do this activity anymore. But I've kind of put all of this life and effort and investment in all of this, and I'm not sure what to do because I feel stuck. I feel trapped. So here's the thing. The only way to get unstuck is to figure out the why. So why are you feeling stuck? What is your why in life? And I know that it starts with self-reflection. You have to self-reflect. That's what's key here, is figuring out what it is you want to do and why you want to do it. What's going to drive you to get unstuck, right? Because being stuck is also a super comfortable place to be, because if you stay stuck, you don't have to make any major changes. You don't have to change your mindset. You don't have to get uncomfortable. You can just stay in your rut and be comfortable. But if you're really miserable, why don't you start with reading a book? Read a book like Find Your Why by Simon Sinek. And there's a link down below for that book if that's of interest to you. And really reflect on, the times that you felt joy and where you felt alive and you felt like you were making a difference and you felt like truly in alignment with what you want to do in life. Meditate on it. Talk to other people. Ask them what you're really good at and what you maybe aren't so good at, and kind of get a sense of, what is it that I could be doing? What is the art of the possible here? So that you can start to sort of think outside of your stuck box, if you will, right? So again, really do some digging here. And the key here is to feel like, what's going to make you feel unstuck, right? What's going to really help you feel better about your life? If the first thing that comes to your mind is, I need to change my career, then really dive deep on that as to why you want to change your career, why you're looking to change your job. Maybe you're looking to be promoted and you feel stuck because you haven't been promoted in a few years and you really feel like your career has stagnated. Okay, well then really feel the result. Like, if you were to get promoted, what is that going to feel like for you to be unstuck and to finally get what it is you're looking for? So the second thought I wanted to share with you today is that people, when they're stuck and they try to get unstuck, sometimes will jump too quickly, or they will jump or do the thing they want to do without preparing themselves. It's kind of the equivalent. When I go back to the snowstorm example that I started this video with, it's kind of the equivalent of having a low profile vehicle with all season tires and then saying, you know what, I'm going to go to Costco today, even though there's 1.5 feet of snow on the road, because I'm going to be able to get there. And you think in your head you're going to be able to get there, but because the snow is so thick and your car's low profile and you don't have the right tires, when you get out there, you get stuck in the road and you are unable to move anywhere, and your trip to Costco gets completely kiboshed. Well, here's the thing. Not anticipating or preparing yourself for what lies ahead is a guaranteed failure potential for you. And I say failure in that you're going to likely end up staying stuck because you're going to get overwhelmed by all of that life can throw at you when you're not prepared. So if you, for example, you decide you want to change your job and you start applying to positions, but you've not done the coursework, or you've not done the legwork, or you've not really attain the skill set needed to do that job, you're going to get rejected. Your CV is not going to get looked at. You're not going to get invited to interviews. You're going to submit it, CV after CV after CV, and you're just going to get frustrated and feel like a failure because you can't move out of the snowstorm because you didn't put winter tires on the damn car. My point being is that you're going to get stuck in your current circumstances if you don't prepare yourself properly for the road ahead. So what do? Well, after careful reflection, once you've figured out kind of what you want to get and why you want to get it, you need to start applying yourself to, okay, well, what's the how? Like, how do I prepare myself so that I don't get rejected or that I don't get, frustrated at the process of trying to get unstuck? Because honestly, if you don't prepare, it's the equivalent to going out in the snow with your car and going back and forth, trying to get out of the snow so you can keep moving forward. And it can be super frustrating. You can feel totally deflated. And I've seen people just leave their car in the middle of a snowstorm and walk away. Why? Because they just can't move the damn car. Your life is absolutely no different. If you try to do too much too soon, you will get completely overwhelmed and you're going to give up and you're going to stay in your rut, and another 5 years will go by and you're not going to do anything. I speak from experience, folks, because I felt like I was frustrated and in a rut for the past 5 years of my career. And I spent summer after summer, glass of wine after glass of wine, discussing with my husband how much I really wanted out of my rut and how I really wanted to get out of my day job and be doing my own business, my own thing, helping people improve their lives in some way. And it really only took a course and a certification program to learn, oh my gosh, I've kind of innately already been coaching people naturally. So I'm going to be okay at this. And it was the first time in my life I felt like, wow, I can actually do this. Not only do it, but do it really well and really help people and have impact. And I can make a living doing this. So why wouldn't I try to get myself unstuck by becoming an executive leadership career coach? That's what I did. And here I am. So my point being is I speak from experience here. You're going to spin your wheels constantly if you don't prepare yourself in some way. So figure out what you want to do and why you want to do it. And when you start figuring out how, then you need to look at where you are lacking skills, experience, exposure, whatever that is, and then start slowly thinking about how you want to tackle it, which leads me into big thought number 3 here on this video, which is trying to bite off too much too soon and getting overwhelmed. So this is kind of building on the last point, but I just wanted to bring this to your attention because it's really, really important. I am totally guilty of this myself. I get super impatient with my progress and I start trying to do too much too soon and I get completely overwhelmed and it throws me way off and then it sets me back 10 paces. The same thing's going to happen to you. You will stay in your rut if you get overwhelmed because you're just going to give up. You're just going to say, you know what? Screw it. I can't do this. I'm out. It might seem counterintuitive to go a bit slower or to try to do little things at a time, but really don't underestimate small steps in your success factor. For me, building a coaching business has not necessarily been an easy practice. I'm learning to not become overwhelmed by it, by taking small, tangible steps that keep me moving in the forward direction every single day. So again, try not to bite too much off because if you do, you will get overwhelmed. And unfortunately, most people give up when they become overwhelmed. Develop a plan, come up with what makes the most sense to do first, and then just trust the process. Take those small steps day by day, and eventually you'll move out of the snow. It's just one of those things. So, story time. I had to go out in this massive snowstorm we had yesterday to bring my dog to the vet. She had some urgent care that needed to be taken care of. And I thought, okay, I'm prepared. I've got snow tires on this truck. I have a full tank of gas. I waited for the main roads to be plowed so that I could get to and from in a maybe more easier fashion. And I thought, okay, I can do this. However, what happened was after I was done at the vet, the plow had gone by again on the major streets, which basically blocked my street with a 2-foot snowbank that I knew that I would get stuck in, right? I saw this, I knew it. And so I want to ask you the question, when have you come across something and you thought, oh boy, this is going to block me? Well, this is exactly what happened to me yesterday. So what did I do? I called home, I called my husband who was working from home and I said, hey dude, I need a hand here. I need to get onto our street. I can't, there's a 2-foot, snowbank at the end of our street on the main street to get in. I'm going to get stuck. So can you come down with a snowblower and maybe help me out here? He starts getting ready, and the kids were at home because it was a snow day. So he's getting the troops rallied to come and help mom out at the end of the street. In the meantime, a massive 4x4 truck with like high profile comes by and goes right through, rams right through this 2 foot snowbank and basically plows it for me and makes a way for me to do it. And then another guy followed him right after and completely opened things up for me. So I no longer needed the snowblower because I already had someone who paved the way for me beforehand. So the point I'm trying to make with this story is sometimes we're really stuck and we know we're going to get stuck and we can't move ahead without some help. So I called for help, ended up not needing the help because I had a mentor slash a 4x4 truck lead the way before me. Sometimes if we're just willing to get help, or we're willing to just maybe wait things out a little longer, someone or something will come along that is a little more capable, a little more experienced, a little more prepared, and will pave the way for you to be successful. I'm going to ask you a question. Who do you have that is a mentor in your life who maybe has walked the path you want to walk before you, who can give advice, share some ideas, maybe be a sounding board to your ideas? Like, who in your life is the proverbial 4x4 truck? Who has run the snowbank before you? Who has created the new ruts for you to follow so that you don't get stuck again? I would suggest that you might not want to ask for help directly right away. Okay, then read more, study more, take another course, meditate more. But most of all, if you're really, really stuck, I implore you to really look at who can I get to help me get unstuck here. I'm running out of ideas, or I'm running out of energy, or I need an accountability partner because I can't hold myself accountable. Seek out a therapist if it's a mental health issue that's stopping you from progressing. Seek out a mentor who's been there before who can help you. Consider a coach who can be your accountability partner, who can really hold your feet to the fire so you keep moving forward on your action plan and on your goals. I did, and it was the best thing I ever did for myself. So those are my 4 ideas today on the concept of being stuck and how to get unstuck when we feel stuck. It's just the superficial surface of things. Obviously, there's a lot of work behind getting unstuck. There's a lot of thinking, and there are other ideas out there. If you do a Google search on how to get unstuck, you're going to find all sorts of articles that can help you, give you some really great ideas on how to get unstuck. And if you want an accountability partner, someone who can help really push you, I'm here to help you. And there is a link down below for a 90-minute strategy call where I can help coach you. Just have a coaching conversation to get you started on getting yourself unstuck. So anyway, I'm wishing you all the best this week. I hope that you're here next week. If you like the content on this channel, feel free to subscribe because I am here every week. And if you got anything out of this video, give it a big like because it really does help this channel out. Take care, and I'll see you next time.